Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Early Stoppage MMA podcast, where we go over all things combat sports, particularly MMA. Today, we figured we'd do a longer freeform style video where we just go over the recent fight drops that Dana White has put out. Tons of exciting news, tons of exciting fights made. We cannot wait to talk about them. We haven't really said much about them to each other outside of just initial messages when they got announced, so I think it's going to be a fun little conversation that we can have where now that we've had time to sit on it a little bit, give our thoughts.
Yeah. No, I think that we have a lot to look forward to as fans. I think that this is probably some of the best fights that we've had dropped on us in a while.
I agree.
It is actually. I mean, we have a next 8 weeks of just banger after banger. Marvin Vettori Dolidze, then banger after banger. But
that's so true.
Right after Vettori versus Dolidze is, I guess, if we're going chronologically, this is the first new fight that we have. Leon Edwards, Sean Brady.
Perfect. I was just gonna say we should start with this and go down. Yeah. So Jack Della Maddalena is pulled out. No.
He didn't pull out.
Well, I said he is pulled out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Different. No, Jack Della Maddalena is pulled out of the fight. When they were announcing it, I didn't get to see it happening in real time, so I was seeing tweets about it from MMA Orbit because I didn't have access to the live stream for some reason. And the first thing that they tweeted from the live stream was that JDM was out of the fight, and I was like, fuck! Because I had no idea that they were putting him up against Bilal for the title shot. And so I was like, God damn it. But even knowing that they were replacing him with Brady, I was like, okay, that's still pretty entertaining. That's a good idea. I could get behind that.
This is a good fight. This is a really good fight. This is, I think that this was the only one that we really talked about a little bit, just because I can't shut up about Leon.
It's true. For the audience, if you're not aware,
yes,
my man is a massive, massive Leon Edwards fan.
It's true. Rough time the past, 8 months or whatever it's been. But yeah, no, as a Leon fan, this fight, I think Leon has a way better chance of winning. We're not going to get into picks.
Yeah.
But I was nervous about JDM as a Leon fan. So I'm excited about this. I think it actually works out better. I think it helps the division out.
I do too. I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that these two are to fight each other really is the perfect matchup to make.
This is honestly. This is a fantastic fight. Do we know what happened with Shavkat? Is he injured or is
he's fucking injured again?
Oh, of course. Okay.
Bro's got glass bones and paper skin, like that fucking guy from SpongeBob.
Oh man, it happens, I guess, but it's gonna work out, right? We get JDM versus Bilal, which we're gonna get to in a minute, and then we get Leon versus Brady, who will more than likely be next, maybe after Shavkat or before Shavkat, to the extent of his injury. We don't know.
Yeah.
I do think that the winner of this fight is going to be his next fight will be a title shot.
Do you think so? Because I'm inclined to think that because as of right now it's only rumored and we don't have an event or a headliner for Kansas City yet at the end of April. But if it's Buckley versus Usman, do you think that the winner of that fight will take precedent over the winner of this fight?
No.
Interesting. No. Okay.
Well, so to be clear here, Brady's ranked what, 5th? And then Leon is 1 or 2. I don't know how they've worked the rankings since he lost to Bilal.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm pulling it up here. So he's number 1. Number 1 is Leon. 2 is Shavkat, which Shavkat's next fight will be for a title. Usman is 3. JDM is 4. Sean Brady's 5. Buckley's 6. The issue that I have with this, right, is that if Kamaru Usman, let's say hypothetically we're getting Buckley Usman in Kansas City.
Yeah.
If Buckley wins, I could see it. If Usman wins, though, I think it's definitely a possibility. But I would I don't know. Like
Yeah.
if Leon wins, it's obvious to me, right? And not
Yeah.
not this is biased to the side. He's the number one guy. He's fighting down. We just saw it with Strickland. Strickland went down, fought Costa, got his fight. Did it hold up the division? That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Uh, but let's say we get Bilal JDM, and then we could maybe get Bilal, or we could get the winner of that versus Shavkat in October, September ish.
Hopefully.
And then maybe early next year we get Edwards or Brady or whoever's next. I don't know. I mean,
Dude,
do you think that if hypothetical Usman Buckley matchup, do you think they should jump Edwards or Brady?
I I think that fight has a lot more potential to be really entertaining and generate a lot of hype as opposed to this fight. So I could certainly see that happening.
Really?
Yeah, especially with the
I
momentum that Buckley has, because the reality of it is Sean Brady has
sure.
similar momentum as Joaquin Buckley, but Buckley
Yeah.
is so much. I mean, it's more impressive to come out there to fucking take on that no name guy in St. Louis that was way bigger, smoke him, to come out there, destroy Wonder Boy, and then to go out
Yeah.
there and annihilate Colby Covington is like
That was cool. That was
that's
awesome.
that's a crazy run. That's a crazy
All in a
run.
year.
And then if he goes out there and he fucking puts a beating on Kamaru Usman, I mean, I feel like that's
So
undeniable.
I, we this fight isn't announced, so I'd pick Usman to beat Buckley. Um, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And I think that a hypothetical situation, my hypothetical, I know that we probably are different on the Brady Edwards fight,
Yeah.
but let's say Edward wins and Usman wins. I think that they're going to give it back to Usman or to Edwards. I'm sorry.
You think so? Interesting. Okay.
Yes, but another link in this is that if JDM beats Bilal, what's next for Bilal? Do we see him go to 185? I don't know. I don't think he'll fight Hamzat, but if DDP's there, he'll fight DDP. We know that. Or, I mean, would he?
Yeah.
I don't think he would deserve a rematch. If Leon doesn't deserve a rematch, then Bilal does not deserve a rematch,
Yeah, I
especially with the guys that we have.
it's kind of hard to say.
So
I think you're right that a rematch is probably not what's going to happen. If Bilal loses, I don't know. It'll just have to. It'll depend what
maybe
the division looks like because there's so many top heavy fights right now. Like all of the top dudes are fighting each other. The only person who doesn't really have a fight right now, other than Shavkat, is Ian Gary. So
yeah.
I
Well, that's another thing too. Do we still maybe get like a? What if we get? I don't know. Well, we just got Gary Rock Shavkat. If Bilal loses, what if they do Bilal Usman? I'm putting the Buckley Usman thing to the side.
okay.
What if we get? What if? Okay, hypothetical. JDM wins.
Yeah.
We get JDM versus Shavkat
Yes.
with the winner of Brady Edwards next in line, and then we have Bilal Usman, Buckley Gary. Because Buckley Gary was originally
Yeah.
signed.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I I could potentially see
And
that
then
too. We'll just have to. I mean, we'll have to see. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know why, but I am very hesitant to say that Edwards versus Brady. Like I don't really get the vibe that Edwards has all that much clout right now or pull in the UFC. The fact that he didn't even get an immediate rematch and they're making him fight an up and comer, I think is kind of a sign. And also,
well, he's still ranked number 5.
yeah,
Let's give Brady his respect.
totally, I'm giving Brady his respect. I in fact, like I at this current moment in time, I'm leaning towards Brady to win that. Like I think
Sure.
Brady's good. I think Brady has some hype since he beat the last few guys he's beat. And beating Gilbert Burns last. I just think Edwards is kind of hype. Like the head kick carried him so much. And then he had two performances that
Awesome.
I think most fans have kind of just chalked up to being lackluster, whether that's
Sure.
fair or not. Um, and I don't know how interested the UFC is in having Leon Edwards get the belt as opposed to like the winner of Kamaru Usman or Joaquin Buckley.
Well, and I'm not saying that Leon will win,
Yeah,
right? But as the number one guy, we just saw it with Strickland. Did
yeah,
Strickland deserve a rematch?
no.
You know, and I think that I would say that Edwards deserves it more than Strickland did.
I would fucking agree to that. Absolutely.
Okay, so I guess that's kind of the thing. I guess the only difference in this would be that like welterweight has the contenders now,
Yeah,
whereas middleweight got all the contenders once the fight was booked.
yeah. I
Once we got DDP Strickland booked,
yeah.
then
Then it was like
Imavov
boom. It was
came
all
along.
free.
Yep,
Yep.
every middleweight fight was going through. So I guess the only argument you have, right? And I don't think that they should jump Shavkat. I think Shavkat deserves the shot. I think he beat Gary. That's fine. And I'm not. I don't even like Shavkat. But I will say that he has earned it. He's
I
number 2 ranked.
maybe this is a hot take. I think Buckley deserves it more than Shavkat. Honest to God, I think both. Honestly, I think JDM and Buckley both deserve it more than Shavkat because all Shavkat did before the Ian Gary fight
Well,
was
Shavkat or
beat.
JDM got it
No, I know,
first
but I'm
off.
saying like before they even like the fact that they wanted Shavkat over them is what I'm saying. Like I think that it, in my opinion, should have been those two because
Dude, I
Ian
don't.
Buck or Joaquin Buckley beating Colby Covington and
Yeah.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson more impressively and quickly than Shavkat
Yeah.
is more impressive than kind of smudging Ian Gary to decision and then like taking quite a bit of time to
Debatable
finish.
decision too.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I don't know. And same thing with JDM. I think beating Gilbert Burns, especially like because that was still a very good Gilbert Burns,
It
and
was
doing what he did
granted it was still an older Gilbert Burns, but it
a
was a
little bit,
very
but I mean it
it
was
was a
still
very well timed win for Jack Della Maddalena.
yeah, and
And
he's
I'm
still
not taking
fucking
anything
Gilbert
away from
Burns.
him, but this guy literally went from like somebody I've never heard of to Kevin
Yeah.
Holland to Gilbert Burns to a title
Yes.
shot.
Yeah.
That is kind of fast tracked.
It
Let's be
is.
real
I,
here.
I'm
I
I'm
know you're
I'm
a fan, but that
no I
and to be ranked number 4, right? Like
yeah
I think Sean Brady's had more fight or
yeah
had better competition than JDM. I
yep
think Buckley has. I
yep.
think Gary has. Like I think all these guys have had the better competition.
I don't know. I
Jack Della
mean
Maddalena might have the
JDM
hype, I guess,
JDM fought
but
Randy Brown and especially that version of Randy
I
Brown that he fought
know.
was really good. He
I
fought some other dudes who have gone on to do really good fucking things too. Like some of the guys he's fought as a contender have turned out to actually be pretty fucking good. The Kevin Holland win, I don't put much stock into that. I'll be completely honest with fucking Kevin Holland.
yeah.
It's more impressive just because it was not a great matchup for JDM and he still won.
So
But then like,
I mean, this guy
but
he fought.
KOing
I'll
Gilbert
give him
Burns,
Randy
man,
Brown.
and Gilbert Burns was what ranked number four in the division.
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying, but like Gilbert Burns didn't really deserve rank number 4 either.
I
But
mean, he kind of did at the time. I mean, the way the rankings were, when
maybe
he
that's what I'm
fought,
saying. At the time, it was a perfectly timed matchup for JDM, and
yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he's great, and I think he has a chance to beat Bilal.
yeah, yeah.
But like I think Brady has fought tougher competition. I think Buckley 100% has fought. I think Buckley, Brady, and Gary have all fought tougher competition than Jack Della Maddalena.
I think I disagree with Brady. I mean, yeah, he did fight.
Uh,
He fought Gilbert Burns, but he didn't finish Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert
JDM
Burns,
finished Gilbert
Bilal.
Burns.
He fought. I mean, that's 2 big names that are
And Gilbert Burns
much.
is hard to fucking finish, dude. Gilbert Burns is really hard to finish.
I know.
And
I know
JDM
it, I
knocked
know.
him out, bro. Like, what are we?
I'm not. That's why I said I'm not taking anything away. But all these guys have fought Gilbert Burns damn near. It's
Yeah, yeah. I guess. I think JDM's wins are more impressive than Shavkat. That's the main argument I'm making. I'm not
oh,
saying that he deserves it
and
over some
shot.
other
Well,
guys, but
they might be more impressive wins, but I don't think it's as tougher competition.
I do. I mean, I think
Oh.
that Gilbert Burns is a much harder fight than especially that version of Gilbert Burns is a much harder fight than fucking what's his name? Well,
Gary?
Wonder Boy. Maybe not
What
Gary.
about
I mean,
Gary?
Gary's good, obviously, but Also,
So we got
but again, like
and Jeff Neal,
I
Neil
I
Magny.
put a lot into what the performance looked like. I don't just look at a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like
No, that's fair.
I think JDM knocking out Gilbert Burns is more impressive than Shavkat just smudging Ian Gary against the fence to a decision. You know what I
That's
mean?
fine. But I think that I was impressed with Shavkat. The most impressed I've been with Shavkat was against Wonder Boy.
Yeah, but
And I get it,
that's
it's
an
Wonder
old
Boy.
Wonder Boy, man.
Okay, yes, but dude, how old is Gilbert Burns now?
Okay, I get the
He's
point.
38.
I get the point you're making, but Gilbert Burns is on an entirely different like practical skill level and position in the
They're 3
division.
ranks away from each other.
Sure, but like the skill gap between the two and the like practicality of like
I don't know.
their position, I think is
Gilbert
a
Burns fights
massive
soon.
difference.
Gilbert Burns has a fight, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's fighting Michael Morales.
Morales,
Yeah,
which I think he loses.
yeah, I do too.
But I mean, well, we're arguing about something that doesn't matter. JDM has the shot.
Yeah, it's
Shavkat
true.
is next in line. Let's be real. Shavkat's next in line.
Yeah,
If Leon wins, I think that he should be after that. Maybe the only issue that I have with Leon, and I'm a big Leon fan, but we're being
Yes.
realistic here.
Yeah.
He doesn't fight very often,
No.
and he takes long layups in between, which kind of go together.
Yes.
So maybe they say, hey, we already have this fight booked, and then we have Shavkat next. Maybe he has to fight. If maybe we get winner of Edwards Brady against Buckley Usman winner, but then what if it's Edwards Usman again? So,
Yeah, and that's actually a good
maybe,
point too.
or
Now that
also
you've-
it could be.
now that you
Where does Ian Gary fit into this?
I think Ian Gary probably fights one of the like Protez or Morales as they're coming up. I think that's
Gary?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably what winds up happening.
You think he fights down?
Maybe.
Well, okay, so it's not gonna be Colby. It's not gonna be Burns. It's not gonna be the Neil. It's not gonna be either Neil.
No.
It's not Wonder Boy.
But you have to figure
I could see Protez.
He's got to be fighting. Well, shit. I was gonna say he has to be fighting soon. I don't know what they do with Ian Gary. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe I think it's very likely, and I want Buckley Usman, but I think maybe we get like a co-main of Buckley Gary, or like a featured fight of Buckley Gary, because it's a fight that they've both agreed to previously.
Yeah,
It would be a sick fight.
I'm inclined to agree with you because I've taken this position for a while. I think Kamaru Usman has retired, and we just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And if that fight isn't happening, Gary Buckley is the obvious fight to make. So
Sure.
yeah.
But and then we get something into the idea, or we have to put some thought into the idea of the loser of JDM Bilal. Because
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the loser of JDM Bilal fights the winner of Edwards versus Brady. I think that's probably what happens.
If it's Bilal, if it's JDM, dude, if JDM loses this, I don't think it's gonna look very good for him.
Oh, I think it'll be fine. He'll just get controlled.
I think
people will be like, "Oh yeah, he got wrestled." That happens. Because he ain't getting dominated like Leon. Like,
you don't
he's
think
not,
so?
No, he ain't getting.
I hope that you get fraud checked as a fan. I hope that fucking Bilal just dominates him.
I will put fucking $20 down right now that he does not get dunked on his head.
Oh.
$20 right now that he does not get dunked on his head.
I hope he gets dunked on his head twice.
He won't. His scrambles are so much better.
You know what? Okay, and I'm gonna give you my dream scenario. I'll give you my dream scenario. Okay. You give me yours.
Okay.
This is okay. We get Bilal JDM. Let's just say hypothetically JDM wins. Because I do think this is a winnable fight for JDM.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I like JDM. I know I'm kind of hating on him, but I like him.
Yeah.
But okay, so JDM wins against Bilal. Yeah. We get JDM versus Shavkat. Okay. That's a fight that is it's going to happen eventually. Yeah. It's a fight that they've both talked about. We get JDM Shavkat.
Yeah.
And then we have Buckley Gary, the winner of Buckley Gary, fights the winner of Leon versus Brady.
Yeah.
In my hypothetical world, Leon's gonna win, and then Gary's gonna win. And then we have Bilal versus Usman, because that's a fight that we were talking about this the other day. That fight hasn't happened, and that's insane.
Yeah.
So then we get Bilal versus Usman, Leon versus Gary.
Yeah.
And the winner of Leon Gary fights next for the belt after Shavkat JDM.
Yeah.
And then if Usman wins, he has to fight one more time. We're just gonna retire Usman.
Yeah.
If Usman, you know what? Actually, winner of Usman Bilal gets the next shot. Fuck it. I mean, I don't know if necessarily if Usman deserves it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna retire the dude if we fucking make him fight 3 more times. So yeah. That's my dream scenario. We end up at one point with Edwards versus Gary, and then JDM versus Shavkat.
No, we'll see. Yeah. I'm interested.
That's all I got.
No, I'm just thinking that through, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, why not? I'm okay with any. Like I said in one of our earlier videos, like you match up any of these fucking guys together, I don't care. I'm watching the shit out of it. It's awesome. So they're all intriguing matchups.
It is sick.
All right, dude, we gotta leave London behind.
Yeah,
we're so far
let's
in
get
that
into,
we've only
let's
talked
get
about
into the
that.
goodness.
All right, we'll breeze through this. So
Miami?
Should we talk about Moreno Ursig very briefly? Just very briefly.
A sick fight. I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. It's going to be
it is sick
awesome.
Fight. I'm pretty torn on who I want to choose here. I think Ursig is good, but Moreno's coming off of a fucking like career best against Albazi, which I don't think Albazi is that good, but I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, no picks yet. And also, I want to give a shout out to Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. I am super hyped for that fight. I'm a big Joe Pyfer guy.
That'd be a big.
That fight is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. Fucking rules.
Yeah, it's sick. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't want to get into picks or nothing, but that's a sick fight night. That's a good Mexico card.
The Mexico card looks really good. I'm excited for it. I think, that's such a one of those like great 50-50 fights. Like I genuinely don't know how this is gonna go. You know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
April 5th is Lerone Murphy, Josh Emmett.
Yes, it's not on there yet, but that is what
it's not on there, but we do know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, you're a Lerone Murphy head, so.
I'm a Lerone Murphy head. That's a sick fight though. It is a scary fight for Lerone Murphy.
That's just it. It's like part of me is like, damn, Josh Emmett could fucking do that. You know what I mean? He could win that, but I think the time off and everything. I think Lerone Murphy is probably going to win that. So
he should, right? But it's definitely an intimidating. Josh Emmett is the kind of guy. It's not the guy you want to face on the way up, but when you beat him, it looks good.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Entertain me here. Let's say Lerone Murphy beats Josh Emmett.
Yes.
He's ranked number 8.
Yes.
Who does he fight?
Arnold Allen.
Does he really?
Yeah, why not?
Arnold Allen fights down?
Yeah, I mean, who else is Arnold Allen?
He just fought down against Jukadze.
Yeah. But who else is he going to fight right now?
Well, I was going to pull this up, and I guess it's kind of interchangeable between Allen or, in our hypothetical world, Lerone. Let's say Volk wins the belt.
Okay.
Dude, what if we got like Diego Lopez versus like Lerone Murphy?
That'd be cool. That'd be a fucking good fight.
That'd be a sick fight. I think Evloev's probably next for the belt, right?
Yeah.
After
they're the clear
Poirier vacated.
They're the clear defenders at the top. Well, this is really interesting because featherweight's about to look crazy because
it's gonna be nuts.
Max is leaving. And Ilya is
Topuria.
leaving. So the top is basically just
Ortega
moving up. Ortega's leaving. Yep. I was just going to bring that up too. Volk might be leaving after, I mean, let's be honest. He could win this belt and then be like, all right, I'm going to move up to lightweight as well. Because he still has the lightweight aspiration. So it's like,
I know.
We might see a complete exodus of the top 5 of featherweight.
We're going to end up, Lopez is going to get 2 back-to-back title shots without winning them.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes for Lerone Murphy,
Mhm.
but I think in our very first video ever, I talked about this. I was like, featherweight is a division of killers.
Yeah, you said he
And
needed to
Lerone
lock in.
Murphy, he needs to lock in. He needs it, and Josh Ibbett's a great fight for him. But then after that, he's probably going to go against a dude like Yair or Lopez,
Yeah.
and I'm a little scared for those guys. I think he could beat Yair, and I think he could beat Lopez too.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
it's
We'll see.
tough.
Exciting
Also,
times.
we also
exciting
have
times.
we also have Bryce Mitchell who's going to be fighting up soon. So
Yes. So,
karate combat grappling match
I did see that.
for him.
Shit is crazy.
Hopefully Calvin Cater's gone.
I forget.
But all right, let's talk about Miami.
314 Miami. This fucking card is awesome. This is amazing for me as a #1 Alexander Volkanovski fan. Love this.
Yeah.
This is great. Seeing that Volk had another fight filled me with happiness, but also dread. And then I saw that he didn't have to fight Ilya, and I was like, okay, never mind. Now it's just happiness again.
I talked a lot about Leon and Lerone here. I'm gonna give you the reins on this card because you got two of your boys are fighting here.
I do have two people that I am very passionate about on this. Alexander Volkanovski is my favorite fighter of all time. Fortunately, unlike maybe Fluffy Hernandez, I could be more real about this dude. I am not delusional about Alexander Volkanovski. I just fucking love the guy.
Sure.
But this is exciting for me because I think this is a pretty actually favorable matchup for Volk. I think that he's also being incredibly underestimated because his last two fights, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. There are no excuses, of course, but they are circumstantial losses. You know what I mean? Dude took a fight, had to cut like an insane amount of weight, got knocked out, then cut even more weight, and then fought the heaviest puncher in the division and got knocked out again on virtually short notice in a short turnaround. Like, it was just stupid, and it was bad. It was just a bad situation and circumstance. Whereas, like, coming now, Volk has taken quite a few punches in the past and been fine. I think that his chin is going to be okay. Very rarely do you actually see a fighter who just gets knocked out once or like twice or whatever, and their chin is just fucking gone. Like, it doesn't happen all that often. It's all about rest, and he's taken plenty of time off. He's even in the Ilya fight, the fact that he looked as good as he did against Ilya. I mean, you look at Ilya's face, no one has done that much damage to him as Volkanovski did in one and a half rounds. So it's like
that's a very solid point. I don't think there's any argument against Volk here.
Yeah.
Other than his chin, which you covered.
And it is a question. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, this is going to be fine. Because, like, Diego Lopez does like to fucking swing for the fences. The only difference is that Volk has the range advantage, I'm pretty sure. And Diego Lopez has Ronda Rousey head movement. So,
he does not have the range advantage.
He does. Oh, he does
1 inch favorable of Diego Lopez.
Damn,
72.5 to 71.5.
I still don't think it's going to
be also
that much, but
5 inches shorter.
Yeah, but he's always 5 inches shorter.
No, that I don't put much into that.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna stay true to what I told you. Is that if he can survive the first 2 rounds of Diego Lopez, he'll win this fight.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And I think that is not necessarily a controversial thing to say.
Yeah.
I think that we know what Diego Lopez is about. We know he's going to come out in that first round.
Yeah.
And try to turn Volk's lights off.
Yeah. Well,
Volk, it's the chin, right? It's what we were just talking about.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, Volk is smart. He's not a fucking idiot. He knows. I mean, he knew Ilya was coming for him, and he was doing great, avoiding it until, of course, got caught. It happens.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
The thing is, like, the argument for that too just goes out the window when Max Holloway gets knocked out. It's like, yeah, it happens. it's gonna. Oh no, happen.
Yeah, I have turned into the biggest Ilya glazer.
Yeah,
I'm putting it out there into the air now. I'm picking him to beat Islam, but
coming soon in another video.
Coming soon, hopefully. I hope we get that fight soon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think it would be cool to see Lopez win. I know you're a Volk guy,
Yeah.
and I know you want Volk to win. I don't think it's the end of the world if Lopez loses this fight.
No, I don't either. I still think Lopez is
If
just going to be like a Brian Ortega type figure.
no, I
And
think
better,
he
better,
might be
better.
I think he's
better
better than
career.
Ortega.
I'm not saying like the same level of skill. I just mean like in the division, same position as Brian Ortega, where he's like always at the top. He's beating people, but
Well, I'm rooting. I'm rooting at some point. I want Aljo versus Diego Lopez, and I know that's
I don't think that's
super
gonna happen, man.
crazy.
I
I
don't
think
know
it
if
will.
that's gonna
I
happen.
think it's gonna happen.
I
I think you're underrating Aljo.
You know, man.
Um,
I wish your wish is the best.
I but I think it's really gonna come down to if Volk can survive
Yeah.
the onslaught that Lopez is gonna bring in the first two
Mhm.
rounds in that initial energy dump that Lopez will have.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be no question. I think Volk is clearly, by far, the smarter fighter.
Yeah. And for me, like the fact that, you know, final thing I'll say about that matchup is that, Volk's defense is incredibly good. I mean, his ability to block punches from all kinds of people with excellent boxing and good power, i.e., look at the first Islam fight, look at all the Max fights, fucking even the Yair fight, which is a tough matchup for him as far as like, proportions on Yair Rodriguez and his style and his striking. Volk's pretty good at avoiding stuff all around, and Diego Lopez's punches are pretty telegraphed. They're not like slick. They're not coming out anywhere. He relies a lot on his power, which works. And I think that Volk is defensively sound enough and smart enough to get out of the way of that, to keep it at range, and to avoid and cover up when he needs to. So,
no, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Volk is the better guy. He's the better fighter, just in general. He really is. And I think Lopez has the hype.
Yep.
100% Lopez has the hype, and Volk's coming off of the two worst fights he's had ever.
Yeah.
But I think that it's important for us to
and even that, he looked good in one of them before he just died. So
that's
like,
true.
You know what I mean?
It's
hilarious.
It's true.
I just
it's true.
It hurts.
Let's go to your other guy here,
right.
man.
Moving on. Thanks for reeling me in. I could talk all day about
yeah.
Volkanovski. Love that man. But
I have to keep each other on track here.
No, I'm with you. So this one, we've got Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett, a fight that I had no reason to, but I had convinced myself was not going to happen.
I told you this is what I wanted. I called this.
I just didn't believe you because it's just the craziest fucking matchup. You have to see it with your own eyes to believe it. You know what I mean? Like
I don't remember where did I send you this? Did someone else post this or did I make this up? I don't remember.
It was heavily rumored, right? And then
okay. I was on train.
You sent me the rumors, and I'm like, no way, right? Yeah. Right.
This was a while ago. Let's be clear. This was like not even relatively close to when it got dropped.
No, this was probably early January. So.
Yeah, it's been over a month. So this is just like kind of a crazy thing because you were all in on the Moicano.
I thought for sure that was going to happen, man.
It makes sense.
Yeah, Moicano took no damage.
I think this is a better fight.
I do too. I honest to God, I'm like, this fucking rules. Like, I'm not disappointed at what we're getting here.
Oh no, this is a fantastic fight.
So this is where it gets into Looney Town. This is where it comes off the rails. I think Paddy Pimblett can absolutely win this fight.
Is that Looney Town?
I don't know.
I think that might be
the
way
consensus. Some people talk about it makes me feel like I'm fucking crazy a little bit. Because
I'm some people. I think that Michael Chandler is going to win this fight like
easily,
handily.
Right? Yeah,
not easily, but I think it'll be a unanimous decision or finish.
I think so. See,
yeah. I don't. I think that Pimblett will look good. I think that he's good enough to beat Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised. Listen, and I'm kind of a hater of Paddy Pimblett. He's an England guy too, which is weird.
Yeah.
My least favorite English fighters is Aspinall and Pimblett, and it's not that I don't like them. I just maybe I'm I just want to stay away from the mainstream, and so I stay away from the guys with the most hype. I don't really know. It's weird.
It's just who you are, man.
But I just think that it would be it would be so funny if Michael Chandler wins this fight. It would be so funny.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
because then what? He just took out probably the most hyped up prospect at 155. I
yeah,
mean, currently, right? I mean, I don't. Is there an argument to that? Who else would it be? Armin, other than Armin, but
yeah.
that's
I mean,
like up and comer.
yeah,
Is what
yeah.
I'm saying.
No,
Not
no,
not best fight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think, yeah, I agree. It's,
So we get Michael Chandler, who's gonna just be the new Jeff Neal,
yeah,
which is fine, dude. And Michael Chandler is awesome, bro.
yeah,
I like Michael Chandler,
yeah.
and because then what? Like he's gonna want to fight up, or
See,
maybe they give him Connor.
I,
Fuck it, let Connor come back. I'm not convinced Connor's coming back.
no,
But
I
that'd
don't
be
think he
fun.
is, but
I want
yeah,
that fight. I do want the fight.
yeah.
Okay,
So you're,
I'll let you finish this. Then I have some questions for you.
yeah. Let me throw out my reasoning here. A lot of the time when I'm picking fights, and I don't know who to choose, or I have a suspicion, and I'm leaning this way, but I want to make sure that I'm not like crazy here. I go and look at the fighter stats, and obviously my MMA math is shoddy at best, but like the stats are a good way of like measuring like competition. Genuinely, like it's a pretty good guideline, and like you
In
look at
terms
this,
of like finish percentage, is that
uh,
what you mean by stats, or
like significant strikes per second, takedown
okay,
defense, all that kind of shit.
sure,
Like
sure, sure.
if you go and check out
The
their
nerdy
stats,
shit.
yeah, the nerdy shit, and you boil
Yeah.
it down, Paddy Pimblett has all around better stats other than takedowns on Michael
Sure.
Chandler.
Okay.
And the craziest thing is that like when I say, I'm out here saying like Paddy Pimblett is more dangerous than Michael Chandler. I firmly believe that. The dude has great jiu-jitsu, great power, insane chin. He's super fucking strong, and he's enormous for lightweight. My thing is,
Can I
with Michael
can I
Chandler,
say
people
something?
think that's crazy because Michael Chandler is so like explosive and so violent, and like he's such a dog, which is all true. But can you really say he's that dangerous when he has only finished Dan Hooker?
Um, First off, I'm gonna tie two things into Tony Ferguson right here.
Okay,
Michael Chandler annihilated Tony Ferguson.
yeah, but
No.
that was like half
Everything that you
decline.
just said, everything that you just said about Paddy Pimblett,
Yes.
the danger that he brings, the
Yes.
jujitsu, the
Yes.
the finishability.
Yes.
I don't know if that's proper. I just made that up. And
Yeah.
the chin is what they said about Tony Ferguson.
See, but the problem was he came off a life-altering fight with Justin Gaethje, like just prior to that.
And I think that this fight for Paddy Pimblett is going to be that fight for him,
I don't think so, man.
dude. You know
Because
what? I hope that we get Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje. That would be fucking
wouldn't that
awesome.
fucking rule? That fight would rule. Someone wants to kill us for saying that, but that fight is
Oh,
awesome. They don't want to
no.
hear the truth, but it is true.
I think I want to see it. Honestly, like I said, I'm a Paddy doubter, not a hater. Is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
But it would be so cool to see how far he could go. Like I'm not mad at this fight at all.
Yeah.
Some people think that Paddy should not even be ranked. I disagree. I think that he's fine. He probably is a top 15. I mean, he is a top 15 lightweight.
I agree.
And
I think he would have beat Moicano. Maybe that's a hot take.
oh
I
no,
think he would
no,
beat
no, no.
Moicano.
I 100% agree with that.
I-
100% agree with that.
I think that he can beat
dude, if he
Chandler. I mean,
beats
because
Chandler-
Chandler is so his
What
fight
if we
IQ
get,
is
like-
so bad, and he puts himself in the worst positions against people with way worse grappling, way less power. Like
This is such a fun fight.
it is such a fun fight. I'm not out here saying that Michael Chandler can't win this. I'm not delusional. He could totally win this. Paddy Pimblett could absolutely get out there, have a great first round and a half, and then fucking gas out. And Michael Chandler just
You know what else would be a sick fight?
what?
Paddy Pimblett, Dan Hooker.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. We need this.
That would-
Imagine Paddy
Don't-
Pimblett versus
say it.
Max Holloway for the BMF belt, bro.
I was gonna say that. I
Yeah.
knew you were going there.
Yeah,
I knew you were going there because I was almost said it because it would kind of make sense matchup
That's
wise,
what
like rankings wise.
No, it would. And like Paddy, call me crazy, he's BMF material. Like, I don't know
No,
how
he's
else to put
fucking
that.
not,
I
bro.
I absolutely,
He's on a
dude. If he goes out there, puts fucking Bobby Green out, breaks his arm, and then comes out here and just submits Michael Chandler, or even crazier, knocks him the fuck out. In what world
he's
does
not
he doesn't?
knocking out Michael Chandler.
Uh, you say that, but Paddy Pimblett has
No,
fucking
I
insane
mean
power,
that.
bro,
I
and
fucking
great
mean that.
kicks. What if he just head
Okay,
kicks Michael Chandler, and puts him out?
I'll tell you what. You wanna make me a Patty believer? You know what
Paddy
I fucking
Pimblett,
want?
great ground and pound, huh?
You know what I fucking want from Patty Pimblett?
Huh?
A guillotine. If
I
this
dude,
motherfucker
I could see
guillotines
it.
Michael Chandler,
That's the thing.
no,
I could
and
see
I'll
it.
tell you this is the wake up here. Patty Pimblett, if you want
Mhm.
if you want an extra fan. Actually, matter of fact, if you just grab about 5 guillotines, I will be so happy that I could yell guillotine that many times that I'll be a fan. Win or lose, I don't even care.
Yeah,
I and then we could get the guillotine off a Poirier versus Pimblett.
yeah.
I can't even say it serious. Poirier versus Pimblett. I,
I
I I don't know where I'm going with this, but
listen, man. At the end of
Poirier
the
Pimblett
day,
would be crazy.
I'm standing on business here. I really think Paddy
Okay.
Pimblett can beat Michael Chandler, and I think he will beat Michael Chandler. I think it'll be really impressive too,
Wow.
because
So
every time,
okay, what
think about it.
after that?
Every
Who does
time
he fight
Paddy,
after that?
probably Gaethje or
Dude.
Hooker.
Loser?
Yeah, probably. Realistically,
Oh,
maybe even
what if
winner.
it-
Honestly, I could
What if they
see
give him
that.
Charles?
I could see
You
it.
think,
These are all things that I think are possible. Like
you think he beats Charles?
no,
Okay.
no, because Charles is like a mirror image of him, but
We've
just better.
landed.
You know what I mean?
We've landed. We're
Like,
grounded.
I think
We're
Paddy Pimblett is just a slightly worse Charles.
okay.
Like I'm telling you, man. I think that he is going to do pretty well against Michael Chandler. And think about it this way
I'm
too.
not saying he won't. I just
Every
think Chandler's
time
winning.
he takes, because Paddy Pimblett has like not super long breaks, but like decent sized breaks in between his fight, he actually comes back looking substantially better every single time.
No, I agree. I think he's gotten a lot better since he's been in the UFC. At first, I
Mhm.
was a hater. Now I'm slightly lesser like I'm a doubter now. I just think that this is the perfect. If there's a fight where Patty's gonna get fraud checked, it's here.
Yeah. And
Right. It's a Michael Chandler
yeah,
matchup.
make no mistakes. I think the kicks are going to do well for Paddy Pimblett. I think the grappling is where he is going to excel, and I think that is where he will be most dangerous and has the most potential to beat Michael Chandler.
How's he gonna get to the ground? You think Chandler's gonna go to the ground with him?
Oh yeah, Chandler will fucking take him to the ground and just put himself right into position for like a fucking
I guess he
bars or
did.
an arm bar
He
or
didn't give
fucking
a fuck
whatever.
with Charles, right? He was
Yeah,
going after Charles. So
exactly. And
you're
like,
probably right. My thing is that if Charles couldn't finish him, well, the first time he did finish him,
yeah.
or,
But in the
yeah,
second fight,
he
he didn't
fin-
even try
the
to
second fight.
grapple him. In the second fight, he just kept him on the
Yeah.
feet and beat him up. And that's my thing too.
That's
Is like Paddy Pimblett's going to be able to keep range. He's got pretty good. He's got a good jab. He's going to be able to do that. My thing is he ain't in the like pocket in the actual boxing. He ain't fucking out striking Michael Chandler. But he is fucking got insane power to the point where like if they are just sitting there trading, I'm going to trust Pimblett's chin over Michael Chandler's chin. Just realistically.
That's fair. I don't. That's fine. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, no,
if
we
you're
should
cool with
definitely
that.
move on. I'm fine with that.
I'm
That was
gonna-
everything I needed to say about that. So yeah,
I want to give a quick shout out to some of the matchmakers. Danny Ige, Sean Woodson is sick.
yeah, it's a good fight.
I'm actually more excited for that fight than I am Chandler Pimblett. I'm a big Sean Woodson fan, and that's
Nice.
a really good fight for that. And then
Mhm.
Krylov Reyes is all. I'm a big Reyes guy, and
Yep.
that's also a sick matchup.
Same.
I'm not going to get into them deep here.
What
We'll
about-
talk about that more on the picks.
What about Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates? I saw that matchmaking. I was like,
Uh,
yes, that's fucking awesome.
It is good matchmaking. I don't have any skin in the game.
It's a
there, man.
swinger's delight, bro.
It really is. I mean, no, I'm excited for the fight. I'm not I like Prates. He's cool, but I maybe overrated a little.
I agree. I think Jeff Neal could win this fight.
Oh no, dude,
In
I
fact,
don't know if I
if he,
trust Prates
I'll be
much
honest
at
with you,
all.
if Jeff Neal wants to grapple, I think he will win this fight. But
Yeah, that's
Jeff
true.
Neal also has some questionable fight IQ, so we'll see.
That's true. Carlos Prates is getting the Neil Magny, Jeff Neal treatment. So,
Yeah, he is.
uh,
So
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to those fights. Sean
no,
Woodson Ige is probably it might be my most anticipated fight on this card, which is so
that is
crazy to
so
say.
interesting. Yeah,
I'm super excited for that. And second would probably be Chandler Pimlet. I don't like with featherweight. It's kind of whatever to me because if Volk gets it back, where it's just like we're going back in time a little bit. And then if
yeah,
Lopez wins it's cool. But then I kind of feel bad for Volk because then he probably got knocked out again.
yeah.
So um, do you want to
Dominic
talk about
Reyes is
Canada?
fucking awesome. Yeah, I'll talk about Canada.
I don't want to get too deep into those cards. No one really cares about those probably. I just wanted to kind of bring them up.
No. I'm with you. No, it was great.
It, I want you to tell me if I'm crazy. Um, is is 315 better overall? We're putting bias to the side here. Is 315 better overall than 314?
I don't think so. I think that 314 is still better. But this is
You
a
think so?
fucking
Okay.
banger. Yeah, this is really good.
Well, I'm just
To be
curious,
honest with
right?
you, the
Because
thing that brings me down is Shevchenko Fierro. I don't
really, so
I don't really care about that fight that much. I get it. I just,
Hero is
you know,
my number two girl, and
yeah,
in my personal head women fighter rankings.
yeah,
She's number two.
yeah,
She's almost champ,
yeah.
and I really, really want her to win. To be completely honest,
It would
I
be nice to
really
have some
want
new
her to
fucking
win.
blood in there. I'm not gonna lie, but
I don't. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna be fucking real here. I'm sick of Shevchenko. I am fucking sick of her. She's really good, but God, she's annoying.
yeah, I mean,
Um, and we're also getting Grasso Silva, which I know you probably are much more
I
excited about.
I am. I'm like, that's a fight I'm straight up excited for. Like, really excited for. I'm probably more excited for that than I am Danny Gay and Sean Woodson. I'll be
That's
honest.
crazy.
I know.
Well, I have Sean Woodson's my guy,
It's true.
but uh, Morales Burns sick
It's
fight.
a great fight.
Silva MAB, no one calls him that. Marc Andre Barrialt
Yeah.
is cool. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of Canadians on here. I'm expecting to probably get Mike Malott at some point.
I think they already announced a fight for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I just don't think it's on the website. It wasn't anything crazy from what I remember.
Is it on? It's on this card.
Yeah, I think so.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Your Australian, your fellow JDM here.
Yeah, I mean, I love JDM. I think that JDM's in an interesting place because like he is in a lot of divisions. It's like some styles are like a style like I'm a nightmare for strikers. I'm a nightmare for wrestlers. I'm a nightmare for whatever. JDM is in a weird position where he's like a nightmare. He's like a nightmare matchup for a lot of people, but a lot of people are simultaneously a nightmare matchup for him, And I'm torn because I like both these guys a lot.
Yeah.
I've been a Bilal man.
Yeah.
I really think this is in my head. I'm leaning Bilal. I'm leaning Bilal.
Okay.
That's my initial thoughts. I'm gonna think about it more, but I really do think that if Jack Della Maddalena did that good against Gilbert Burns, which I think is a similar style of like not super submission threatening and ground and pound threatening wrestling, it's more just like pressure based. If Jack Della Maddalena could scramble with Gilbert Burns and get up and still like do damage when in like the scrambles and that kind of shit with a fucked up like broken ass forearm, who fucking knows what he'll look like fresh? Not to mention, like, I'm inclined to believe, like, you hear, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but, like, Craig Jones talks about grappling with Jack Della Maddalena, and he's like, this fucking kid is amazing. He's like, he's doing shit that, like, I had never even thought of. Like, he's just creative with his grappling, and he's strong as shit. And I'm like, that makes sense, because every time he's faced, like, wrestlers, like, heavy wrestlers, yeah, they take him down and they hold him there, which is like, that's going to happen to anybody. but the motherfucker gets up and does damage in like the transitions and the breaks, which most people don't do. And to be honest with you, that is when Bilal is most vulnerable. I mean, you look at like when Bilal gets up after taking somebody down for like 2 seconds, hands come down, chin comes up. JDM does not fucking wait. He will start swinging immediately when he gets up. Also, Bilal's defense on the is okay. You know what I mean? His striking is okay, but JDM's he's got great pocket boxing. I mean, he could get in there and start ripping to the body and going up to the head. I think the body shots will pay dividends because I think it will slow Bilal down. Like Bilal has great cardio, but not if you're getting ripped to the body like JDM does. That will take a toll on you. It all just depends. It depends on how effective Bilal's grappling is against JDM because I think his takedown defense is good. I think his grappling is really good and his scrambles are good. We'll see. I'm very excited.
No, a valid point. I don't have much to say about this, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, I need to think about it too.
Welterweight is so crazy, in my opinion.
I love welterweight right now, dude.
Oh, it's great. And we kind of did a deep dive into welterweight, talking about Brady Edwards.
Yeah.
So you kind of got a little bit of our opinions
yeah.
during that.
Yeah.
But this is insane. But looking at these fights, I'm more excited to see Firo. I'm more excited to see Firo fight than this fight.
That's just wild.
I don't like Bilal though. I don't like.
That's
Bilal.
True. You've come around. You used to hate Bilal.
I used to hate Bilal, but now I'm kind of just impartial to where it's like he deserves to be the champion, yes. But I really don't care that he's the champion, kind of thing.
You gotta respect Bilal. I mean, Bilal has a more impressive record at this point than Leon, bro.
No, I don't deny that. All right, I'm fully accepted. Like, I'm fully accepted.
I need to convert you to the Bilal fandom, man. You have to accept it, man.
I won't do it. I want JDM to win, and I'm leaning JDM actually. It might be biased. I really can't. I haven't thought about this much. I really don't think about Bilal at all. After what he did to Leon, so I'll be completely honest with you. I don't care that much about Bilal, and I care a lot more about Manon Firo. And I also,
okay.
I feel very similar. Like, this is actually a great example. Like, two of my least favorite champions are on this card. It's like no joke. Actually, probably my two least favorite champions are on this card: Shevchenko and Bilal.
Damn. All right. Huh. I forgot. Yeah, you like Juliana Pena for some reason.
I like Juliana Pena more than Shevchenko, 100%. But no, like I'm so serious. Shevchenko and Bilal are my two least favorite champions, and I would have the greatest day ever if
Firo won.
If Firo won and JDM won, I'm happy, bro.
Yeah. I do think there's something to be said where like Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko had their trilogy where in the first fight Grasso was pretty much losing, gets the crazy rear naked choke, which was very impressive, but she was losing the fight prior to that. They have their second fight that is a no contest draw, which it probably should have been a Valentina win, but I don't really care enough, I guess, to have had an opinion on it. But their third fight, I mean, it was very clear that Valentina was just better. And I think that kind of is clouding a lot of people's minds where it's like, well, damn, is Alexa Grasso actually that good, or was it just kind of weird circumstances? And then it's like, how good is Manon Fierro? Is Valentina going to run through, or will Manon actually put up a good fight? I don't know.
I think she's good. I really do. I want to say that she's gonna win. I'm not delusional about this, right? Like I understand that Shevchenko is really fucking good. She really is.
Yeah.
But I've been impressed with Firo, and genuinely, she's just fun for me to watch. I don't have any reasoning to a lot of things that I say.
Yeah.
Like at least surface level.
Sure.
And I really just I want her to win. I think it's also kind of like I'm sick of Shevchenko too.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't matter who it was, to be honest with you, whether it was, any any flyweight woman, to be honest,
Yeah.
Blanchfield or Barber, or even if it was Silva, Shevchenko,
Yeah.
which, dude, like I'm saying, I don't really have much put into. I haven't thought about it much. I haven't thought about it enough. It's kind of, we're here to talk about the card, and so I have a lot going through my head here.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
you're good. I kind of am rooting for Valentina Shevchenko to win this, just so that we can,
Really?
just so we can do Weili versus Valentina. I think that's a fight that is interesting. I think it makes sense. I
Do
think it's a
you?
big legacy fight. It's a big women's fight. Um,
Yeah, we'll
just
get
so we
that in
can do that, you know what I mean?
2026.
Because what happens
Whaley already
before,
fought this year.
yeah, and so she's gonna be out for another year, and so there's plenty of time. Um, I think that fight makes sense. I think that fight is exciting, and I don't care enough, I guess, about what happens before or after to really be like, oh, it'll hold up the divisions, because I'm like, yeah, I don't really care.
Here's what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hear you. I I do want to point out that we missed Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull on Miami.
Shit, we did, didn't we?
We totally missed that. That was
Totally
not on the
did.
website.
I don't know who to choose in that. I'm thinking about it and like
I'm picking Yair. I'm not gonna overthink it.
I'm in the same position as you. When I actually think about it rationally, I'm like, Yair, yes, he lost to Brian Ortega, but he fucking looked really good in the first round of that fight,
Yep.
and then got wrestled, which, dude, if you get submitted by Brian Ortega, it fucking happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Pitbull, he did not look very good in the last, because he was in the PFL tournament last year.
Yeah, he looked like
and he
shit.
did not look good at all. And I'm like, dude, if you're getting smoked by people in the PFL tournament, I don't really know how well you're gonna do against Yair. I mean, maybe he'll take him down. I don't know, but he's also older, so it's like, we'll see.
On Ryzen too. I didn't know that he had a fight in Ryzen in 2023.
Well, they did. That was back when Bellator was around. They used to do the crossovers, so they would have their champs fight each
Oh,
other.
is that what that was?
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. So are we mistaking something here? I don't see where he fought in the PFL.
Was it the other? It's his brother, maybe, that we're thinking of. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think we might be thinking about his brother.
Oh shit! Well, then we've had this all wrong. Then maybe he wins.
Yeah.
Maybe I actually am rooting for him. Fuck, I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to think on that
thinking
one.
of his brother.
Damn.
I'm not going. I'm not gonna overthink it. This dude's fucking 37.
Yeah, he's also a Bellator
He'll be.
fighter.
Yeah, he will also be. He'll be 38 at the time of this fight. I'm not gonna.
Shit.
I'm not overthinking it. I mean, Yair's good, and sure he's had his downfalls and his moments, and he's kind of on a little bit of a skid. But I think this is a get back right fight, and we're gonna get Yair versus Aljo. I'm just matchmaking everyone with Aljo because I want it.
So I'm gonna.
It'll be a cool fight though.
For 2 seconds, I'm gonna just talk about how cool I think. Very briefly, I think that the Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva fight is gonna be.
Yeah, go ahead.
Natalia Silva has been so fun to watch. I'm very high on her. She's had such a fun kickboxing style. She's actually finishing her opponents. Kind of looking McGregor-esque out there. Super fun.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, have you watched her fight?
No, I have.
Dude, it's so fun. And Alexa Grasso has pretty fucking entertaining and good striking as well. So like if this stays on the feet, it could be so entertaining. But Alexa Grasso has had two of the last 3 Shevchenko fights. Her game plan was obviously grappling, and that's what she trained for. And that's kind of how she got to the belt. And I feel like that was kind of that's kind of more boring. You know what I mean? And she is kind of good at it. We haven't seen Natalia Silva get like held down. She has pretty good takedown defense. But Grasso has good grappling. I hope it doesn't turn into a situation where Grasso just holds her down, but it could. But if it doesn't, I do think it'll be a really fun stand-up fight. Like this shit could be brutal.
Yeah. No,
this could be one of those women's fights where like
this.
out of nowhere they're just like there's a fucking both cut up, ton of blood, like a swollen shut, beating the shit out of each other. Like, oh. And those are the best because you don't see them coming and then they hit and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true. We've had a couple recently, actually.
Yeah,
Uh, Bueno Silva got cut
yeah.
up pretty bad.
Anytime Aldana's not fighting for a
Oh my
title,
god. Yeah,
you
dude.
know.
Aldana's nuts.
So yeah, I think that'll be a
Um,
fun fight. The
no,
one,
I agree. No, I'm honest. Like I'm super personal reasons here. I really just don't care that much when Bilal fights.
yeah,
I'm excited for the welterweight division to move.
yeah.
Um, but these fights are actually like probably the best women's MMA fights that they can make right now.
I completely agree with you. Um,
I don't care much about bantamweight women.
Yeah, me neither. And like
Well,
with
the
Whaley right now,
division.
it's just kind of like who's Whaley even gonna fight? There's no clear contender for her.
Um,
She's fucking smoking
yeah, we got a
everybody.
while in. Dude, she fights once a year, like
Yeah.
legitimately.
Whereas
She's
like
the least active champion.
yeah, and then in flyweight, you have like Aaron Blanchfield, you have a bunch of like
Yeah.
pretty good prospects, and like so it's
No, flyweight for women's division is the best.
yeah. So
You
these
got
these are pretty. These are like some of the best
Blanchfield.
women's fights.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right when you say that.
This is the best matchmaking that they can make.
Yeah.
Unless if Dakota wants to,
Oh,
hop over to the UFC. Oh my
that would be
god.
nice.
That would be my debut of the year. I'm not even joking. I can't think of anyone else that I would
So
rather have, which is nuts.
well, maybe I'm crazy. I think one
Yeah.
championship has way better women's divisions. And
Uh,
I would, I mean,
Name or skill
selfishly,
wise?
skill, not fame at all, but
Of
skill
course.
wise, yeah, I think that it's more entertaining, it's more fun, and it's just better. I selfishly would love to see Dakota do that. She never will, of course, but like,
Go to one?
yeah, yeah, like I'd
Oh
like
yeah,
to see
no,
her
she
in the
won't do
mix of
that.
the with the one fights, and then she could
Yeah.
do like kickboxing too, and like do the whole two belt thing in one, which is kind of a novelty, but also kind of fun because like who cares?
I want her to go to the UFC, man. She
Yeah.
needs to be on the main stage.
Yeah. No, I
But
agree. I agree. So yeah. Should we close out with something that I just realized we forgot to talk about, which was the very recently announced Sandhagen versus Figgy?
yeah, that's true. And this is a possibility we're going to this.
Yes, it's either
This
this or the
is this
Kansas
is
City card.
yeah, we're kind of debating on it.
Right now we're kind of holding out for the main event of the Kansas City card.
Yep.
Um, if it
Which
turns
should
out
be
to
soon.
be something better than Figgy Sandhagen, we will probably go to that one, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Hmm.
Uh, no, it's a sick main event to be honest. Like it's actually a
Yeah,
really good fight.
yeah, it is. I
Oh.
I have been thinking about this a lot, and like for whatever reason, a lot of the fights that have been announced, I don't really have a good take on it yet, or I don't have an instant like, oh, this I think this is gonna happen, and I like strongly feel that way. But I actually do have one for that fight, and it
Really?
came to me
Okay.
pretty quick. I think Figgy takes it, man, and that
I
might be
figured you were gonna
crazy.
say that, which is nuts.
I absolutely do.
That's
I
nuts.
think Corey Sandhagen is good, but I do think he's a little bit overrated.
Okay.
He hasn't beaten a ton of like insanely good competition, whereas like, dude, the guys Figgy has fought at flyweight are so good, a lot better than a lot of Sandhagen's wins. I mean, he was fucking hurting Jan, bro. Like, even though he lost that fight, like
Yeah.
he fucking was hurting Jan, and like, I think he'll be able to hurt Corey Sandhagen. His grappling and his pure jujitsu is so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that, and especially with how grappling heavy Sandhagen's game has kind of turned into, and how kind of gun shy he is. Like, I think Figgy might be a better striker.
Yeah.
Maybe not a better kickboxer, but a better striker. And like, I think his jujitsu is better. Maybe not his grappling, but I think his jujitsu is better. So I think Figgy's gonna win that. I really do. And like Figgy didn't look like washed in an age perspective against Jan. He just couldn't deal with Jan. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
So I don't think he's washed in an essence, but yeah.
I agree. I agree. I don't think that you're wrong. I I I'm just picking bias. I don't have much about that. I haven't thought about it to be honest with you.
That's totally
I've thought a
fine.
lot about Miami,
Yeah.
but I just I want Sandhagen to win
That's
to be
fair.
honest. So
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm almost leaning even if that was even if we get Usman, Buckley, I kind of want to go watch Sandhagen fight, bro. It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna ask you. This is a what's it called? This is a podcast episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, do you want to quickly cover this boxing stuff tomorrow? Like, do you want to, like, very quickly?
I don't know. Because I don't know enough about it. I to be honest with you, it's like I know these people. I know they're good, but I could not give you like stats. I could not say why I
No.
believe.
I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to. It's just
okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you want.
Well, okay. So Daniel Dubois is out. I don't know. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did, and that sucks. I just found that out.
That does suck. Yeah, that kind of.
I was looking
He's
forward
fighting
to that.
Martin Bakoli. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about boxing. I'm gonna be honest. I hate boxing, but
Yeah.
Beterbiev. How do you say that? I never remember how to say it.
Yeah, I just give it up.
Rematch.
I just say Bivol versus the other guy.
Yeah, Bivol versus the other guy, the rematch, which is sick.
Because that was a great
Stevenson's
fight.
on the card. Cool.
Yep. What's the Chinese dude who
Zhilei
knocked out
Zhang?
Deontay Wilder? He's fun to watch.
Zhilei Zhang, or
Yeah,
how do I say it?
I like that dude a lot.
Honorable mention to Muhammad Alikel fighting Engel Gomez, who's 8-42. That's why I love boxing so much.
Yep.
But no, it's a sick card. It's granted, I hate boxing. This is a great card.
Yeah. I agree.
I will have it on.
Me too. Very excited. This is, I mean, just the number of important fights on there too. Like the number of belts that are up.
That's true.
Interim belts, vacant belts. Awesome. Again, I'm with you. I fucking hate dealing with boxing. I love a good boxing fight. I love a good, but dealing with it, waiting around the fucking pageantry, I fucking hate all of that.
It's the fucking worst.
So
I don't know if I necessarily agree a lot with Dana White, but I will agree with everything he fucking says about boxing, because boxing is terribly promoted. The fights suck half the time.
Yeah.
And waiting around an hour in between every fight is torture.
Yeah, it's unforgivable. I agree. But what do you do? Ooh, you know what we could end with? I just realized a massive, groundbreaking, earth-shattering, atom-splitting fight that we forgot to mention.
I don't believe you. What are you gonna bring up here?
Anthony Smith's retirement fight on 314.
Oh, jeez. Yes.
They put him up against my boy.
They did do this. Oh.
Zhang Mingyang, the fucking Jolly Green Giant himself, bro. He's gonna come out there and just rip him apart like a can of fucking beans.
This is pretty bad, man.
I don't know why. Why did Anthony Smith
They
agree to
took
that,
it
bro?
off Miami, I thought, didn't they?
No, it's on there. It was supposed to be on something
Iowa?
else, but yeah, I don't remember where it was supposed to be, but it wound up being on.
I don't see it on here.
I don't think it's like technically like official by the UFC, but it's like being reported by all the trade journalists, so it's all but done. Yeah, why would Anthony Smith take that fight? I mean, it's a very Anthony Smith thing to do.
I'm telling you that guy wants to die, man.
Yeah, I think he does because
No, it's on a fight night in April. It's in Kansas City.
Oh, it's in Kansas City. That's right. That's what it got moved to. I've completely forgot about that. I know what you're saying.
I was gonna say it was supposed to be in Miami.
Bro, we could see that in person.
We could see that.
We have to go to Kansas
That's
City.
tempting.
The Kansas City card, the Figgy versus Sandhagen is awesome, but the rest of the card is no comparison. The Kansas City undercard is
Trevor
so
Peak.
good. Yeah, Trevor
Peak.
Trevor Peak is fucking awesome. But I want to see Zhang Mingyang kill fucking Anthony Smith, dude. Poor Anthony Smith, bro.
I would laugh so hard if Anthony Smith just guillotines Zhang Mingyang.
It fucking could happen. But the problem is Zhang Mingyang has he's looked good, and not just like fluky good where he's knocking people out. Like he's looked competent good.
He has looked good.
So,
I won't lie, he's looked good.
I
know that is an insane fight. Let's see.
Fear for Anthony or Anthony Smith, dude. Holy shit.
Upcoming. I'm trying to find this card. We're missing something else. I feel like there's another fight on there that I'm missing. No.
On 14 or on Kansas City?
No. Kansas City.
Did you check out Tapology?
That's where I'm on there now.
I don't. I
Look
think
at
you
us
might.
unready.
I think you might be thinking of something else, man.
No.
Because we've got. No, we already talked about Josh Emmett and whatever his name was. Okay, here's one really quick. What do you
Okay.
think the 316 card is going to be? The early June one. It's the one of two cards in the month.
I think that is very possible that is wait, where is this one at? I'm trying to remember.
316
Yeah.
doesn't have a location yet.
No location. Oh boy.
No fights,
It's
no
probably
location.
Vegas then.
You think so?
I
But
have no
what's it called? It's
idea.
already in Vegas. International Fight Week. Because that's at the end of
Oh,
the month.
is that the end of June?
Yep.
So maybe this is. Hold on. Let me put it together in my head. We're not getting a Brazil pay-per-view?
Nope. Brazil's fight night.
Okay. We're not getting an England card. We're not going to Spain.
I
We're not.
I
What are you thinking?
I'm
Do you have a
I think it's going to be Dustin Poirier's retirement. I think they'll do him and Max for the BMF belt. And I think they'll do it in Louisiana. I think it might be a New Orleans card.
that would be sick.
I could totally see that happening. It makes all the sense in the world because then they don't because they're no one's really going to why would you use one of the because typically when there's two pay-per-views in a month, one of them is not an actual championship fight. You know what I mean? And like
That's true, but we could totally get Pantoja there too.
we certainly could. But I think it's more likely they'll use Pantoja as a co-main. At least that's what it seems like, unless they're super desperate.
That's true.
And my
Like,
guess is if they already have two pay-per-views planned for the month, they must have
Yep.
something cooking where they feel like they can justify two pay-per-views. Because most of the time, if Pantoja's headlining, it's out of desperation. You know what I mean?
That's valid. Yeah, that's valid.
Like
That's
they
a
don't have
true
any
point.
other options. And that's where I'm like, it makes all the sense in the world to just have that fight because whatever right now, the two main options for International Fight Week is going to be something massive because they always do that for International Fight Week. And like the two options right now are either Tom Aspinall and John Jones or
I know.
Ilya and Islam. And you
Well,
don't
and it
need
makes-
another title fight under that to sell it.
No, God,
So-
no. What if we get both of them? Like, what if the
Dude.
UFC just gives us the greatest year of all time, and we get International Fight Week, like the two of the greatest fights ever? And listen, I messaged you about this the other day actually, and it's like there's Khabib and Conor, and then there's Ilya Islam. And I'll be honest with you, I like Ilya Islam more.
That's kind of crazy,
Like,
man.
is that nuts?
I think that is a little nuts.
I think it's a better fight.
Yeah, but think about like I think the problem is now you've had time to sit on it. I think you're forgetting just how insane and how much of a cultural phenomena that the Conor Khabib fight was.
No, I get that. No, I'm not saying that it's gonna have that same hype around it, but I'm saying as a straight fight standpoint, like it might be the greatest fight we've gotten of all time.
Yeah, I mean skill for skill, yes. I think it is skill for skill the best fight of all time.
And I think that
No
it has like the skill that these guys have, it like will be just like we will be on the edge of our seat at all time because you never know what is going to happen. And if one of them get knocked out or if one of them gets submitted, whatever happens,
Yeah.
it's going to be a holy shit moment. Like that I want a trilogy of those guys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That like I care. I never liked Conor either really. But this is Islam's, like Ilya is Islam's, or Ilya is Islam's Conor to, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know
Like,
exactly what you're saying.
This is his match.
Yep.
Dude, it's so sick. It's so sick.
Yeah, it's good.
The other fight, by the way, that I was Cameron Simon is on Kansas City.
That's what you were trying to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that you would think that was cool.
I mean I do, but
yeah, I don't know. I was just Ikram Aliskerov's also on there.
Yep, I did know that. That's a good fight. That's a good card, man.
That's
So
a good card.
yeah, I mean, fuck. I don't think there's any more news to cover, really.
No, I don't.
There's no predictions to make
so.
right now. We're just waiting on more news. I mean, we got spoiled here, so
Yeah, no, I mean we can't talk about wanting more
Yeah,
news. We got what we wanted.
yeah.
We got it.
My guess is probably mid end of the month. Next month we'll find out what International Fight Week and that other pay per view are
It's
for
gonna be so
June.
sick.
You know.
It's gonna be so sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, we got some good fights coming up. I'm assuming, unless they really shit the bed, May should look pretty good because we're getting Iowa at the beginning of the month, then we're getting Canada. They're either taking a week off or we're getting an Apex card, and then at the end of the month we're getting Brazil. So, um,
Hopefully it's Pantoja. You know
you
what?
know
Another fight that we could be getting
what?
that I don't know if we've talked about this is like three was it 316? What if that's I mean and this is what if they did Marab versus Pantoja for that one?
Nah, they would. I think they're gonna save that because like the only
Think
problem
so?
with that, yeah, because right now they can either they can hold up the divisions and put Marab versus Pantoja up against each other, um, which would then take up their times, and it only fills one pay per view. Or they can have Pantoja fight Kaikar France, put that on a pay per view, have Marab fight whoever, and then
Well,
like
yeah,
my
who's
guess is
Marab fighting is my thing. Because if he fights O'Malley,
Sean
that's
O'Malley.
holding up the division way more.
Yeah, but they don't give
If
a
like
fuck. It's Sean O'Malley. I mean, look what they
you
did
think
for
so?
look what they did for
Just for him to
Sean
lose again?
Strickland, bro. Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't know if
Look what they did for Izzy
yeah,
too.
when's
I
O'Malley
mean,
coming back too?
that's what
Because
I'm
he
saying.
said he'd be back around May, I think.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
scary.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like my guess is,
Oh, jeez.
I think it'll be. I could totally see that being the co-main of International Fight Week is like O'Malley versus Marab, and then fucking Islam and Taporia, or fucking Jones versus Aspinall or something.
If we get, I really don't care if we get Jones, Aspinall, Ilya Marab, or jeez, no, don't do Ilya Marab. Ilya, Ilya versus Islam.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be mad at all. I don't care what else the rest of the card looks
yeah.
like.
I mean, those two fights, like they could
Um,
strap whatever they want on either of those matchups, and it's like, fuck, I'm watching it. Although right now, John Jones having fucking coked out benders and shit, live streaming about killing people on
was
his
nuts.
Instagram.
That was
I'm starting to think that I've always been on the train that I think John Jones is not going to fight Tom Aspinall. I think he's scared of him, straight up.
I hope he does.
I hope he does,
But
but I just don't. I don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one to end it off on.
yeah.
Actually, that's also I saw a clip of Henry Cejudo brought fortune cookies to the ceremonial weigh-in against Song
Yeah,
Yadong.
that was really stupid. Culturally fucking dumb move, but
Ugh,
okay.
it's fun. I don't know. It's goofy, and Cejudo is a fucking dork
Yeah,
anyway.
he's such a. That's why
Uh,
I want Song to kill him, but I want him to
you
knock him
picked
out.
Cejudo, bro.
I want Song to win. I just don't think he's gonna win.
You think Song Yadong could go to featherweight and be a fucking animal?
I don't think he's that big.
5'8".
Yeah, I don't think he could. Cause I mean, featherweights are, if you're 5'8" at featherweight, you're fucking big.
Small? What do you mean?
Like if you're 5'8" at featherweight, like you're kind of a bigger featherweight. Like you're stocky, and
No,
he's
not.
not.
I meant featherweights. Are we tripping?
It's a weight class above, so like he'd have to move up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like if you're 5'8" at featherweight, like you need to be big. Is what I'm saying. Like all the 5'8" featherweights are large, bro.
So Song Yadong is large.
He's kind of thin though. Like
You think he's thin?
yeah,
Well, probably because he cuts down to 135.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He'd have to get so much bigger though, like for his height and size.
I don't. You think so?
Yeah,
Who's 5'8" at featherweight?
I mean Ilya's
Ilya?
5'7", if that gives you perspective.
They're similar, bro. They're similar builds.
Maybe,
I don't know.
but I don't think he's nearly as filled out as Ilya.
Probably not. Well, how tall is Diego Lopez? He's like 5'10", right?
Yeah, 5'10", 5'11", somewhere.
71 inches. I don't know how much that is. What do you want to end it on? Let's think of something fun to end it on.
What's your? If you could add one fight to the Canada card right now, to just really round it out, what would it be? We'll say one more men's fight because we've got 2 women's
One
fight
more,
and
yeah,
two
one
two
more
good
men's
like
fight.
actually intriguing men's fights. Because I would say like the Marc-Andre Barrios versus
Okay.
Bruno Silva is fun, but I don't care that much. Like we're talking like a good
We're
men's
looking for
fight.
like just a solid main card fight,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Like something if it was
Okay.
thrown on there, you'd be like, oh, this card is even better now.
All right.
This is amazing.
I actually have a good one, I think.
All right, hit me with it.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure.
Well, I say we each come up with one. If we have the same one, we give it up.
That's funny. It just happens. They have to do it if we're right.
Yeah.
Or if we do it. Okay. Do you want to go? You want me to go first?
Yeah, yeah. You go first.
Okay. Steven Thompson, MVP.
That would actually be that'd be a great addition to this. That would make this card awesome.
I know it's a common fight, but it kind of makes sense.
Well, and then
Canada,
you have a bunch of welterweight fights on one card, which they tend to do
exactly.
a lot. Like I like that. I like that.
That's kind of where my head is. Or if I was gonna go a different route, I would probably put Beneil on it. I'd probably do Beneil versus somebody.
Ooh, yeah, because he was in Canada last time.
Yeah,
do Beneil, rebook Beneil Moicano. I think that makes sense because they're both free.
Beneil
They got nothing on.
would be cool,
dude. That would scare me for Beneil.
Well, whatever. I don't care about Beneil.
I mean, I don't either. But
Beneil,
that would scare me.
Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner doesn't deserve that much of a jump, but
Fiziev would be a good thing.
Grant
to add to this fight.
Grant Dawson, Beneil, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I do like the Fiziev idea because this fight's like it has the potential to be kind of a snoozer, and if you throw fucking Fiziev on there, that's gonna be good regardless.
Dude,
so.
well, I think Grant Dawson would not be a bad one. I would say Grant Dawson Fiziev would be a fucking sick fight.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What was yours?
Well, I know this fight's already in the works, and I would not say this is an exciting fight. But if it was on there, I'd be like, man, I could see them doing it. Which is Mario Batista versus Cheeto. But if I wanted to choose a more fun one, I'll just say this because it doesn't make very much sense with the rankings. And I was kind of saving this. I don't think they're going to Tokyo. Do Taira versus fucking Asakura. Like, why not?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one, actually. I like that.
Just throw that shit on there because, like, again, if they're not going to Tokyo or they're not going like somewhere in Asia,
Canada makes sense.
Fuck it, throw it on this card. Who's gonna complain?
I like that.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking.
Honorable mention to Bryce Mitchell versus Aljo.
Yeah, you gotta get your obligatory Aljo mention, of course.
Oh, I could see Aljo there. I mean, it's too late now. Aljo won't take a fight this short notice anymore.
No.
But I that's not a bad fight. Aljo versus Mitchell. Mitchell's gonna fight up, bro. He's gonna do it. You have to accept it.
No, I think
Aljo, why not?
Yeah.
And I think Aljo would fucking destroy Bryce Mitchell.
Maybe.
So you don't think so? You're a hater.
I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely I don't know.
Okay. You know, this is what we'll end. How long have we been talking? This is long.
An hour and 22 minutes.
No, it's not as bad. I thought it was like 2 hours. You know what a sick fight would be, and I just hope that happens. That would be cool. Is Arnold Allen versus Aljo?
You think so?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
I like Ortega versus Aljo more, but Ortega's leaving probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arnold Allen versus Aljo, I think would be cool.
Yeah, I think there's potential there for some interesting stuff to happen. Yeah, I could get behind that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Another guy I could totally see them throwing on. What's it called? Onto Canada would be Albazi. Albazi seems like a Canada guy.
Yeah,
like Albazi, Alex Perez or something.
Bro,
that might have already happened.
I forget Albazi exists, man. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's number 3, but
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I could see Albazi though. That's why Albazi versus Alex Perez, or maybe what's the Ulanbekov? Something like an up and comer.
Yeah.
Or maybe. Even Asakura, like Asakura or Albazi Taira.
Yeah.
Like something like that would be cool.
Albazi Taira makes a lot of sense. I would not be surprised if that's next.
Yeah. It's a good fight too.
Yeah.
So
I think
I don't know. It seems like we might get one of those. Like we're getting Bilal,
Yeah.
so they're not gonna put a bunch of killers on there.
No.
I can totally see them doing the whole, you know, like decision fighters.
Yeah.
This was the perfect opportunity to do, put Marab on there. But he doesn't. The issue with Marab is that whoever he fights is a big name now.
It's true.
Like if he fights O'Malley, they're not gonna do that in Canada.
Yeah, I agree.
But I could totally see in a hypothetical world Marab versus Yadong. Like that would be in Canada probably.
Yeah, that would. That's a
That's a
Canada
kid.
ass fight.
Yeah. So
All
that's
right, well,
interesting.
I think this is a good place to stop. I think
Yeah, that was
we
that was
talked
a
a
long
lot.
one.
Yeah, but it was great. We talked a lot about all the fights that were announced. A lot of good stuff. Um, it was worthwhile. Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Cap it off.
Oh, don't wear purple shorts
Yeah, he's a purple short hater.
or knee
So
pads,
or knee
Jamal.
pads. looking at you, Jamal. um,
Jamal would kick my ass, but
yeah,
uh, I wouldn't wear knee pads while he kicks my ass. I know that.
that alone boosts you, gives you a better chance.
It might, and I don't have shitty tattoos, so
You gotta be
fuck
careful,
you,
man. He's gonna
Jamal.
make like a 15-minute fucking live stream crash out on his YouTube channel of you
Dude, he won't fight me unless he gets
talking
paid,
shit.
though.
Yeah,
He's not about it.
yeah.
I'm testing you, Jamal. Come fuck me up.
Oh man, all right. All
I
right.
don't. He go whip my ass. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks for tuning in,
He
everybody.
needs a win.
Yeah.
My bad. In the fucking video, man. In the video. I'm fucking. Fuck you,
Thanks.
Jamal.
thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will talk to you next time. Be sure to, comment your opinions on the fights that were announced in the comments below. Give us what you think 316 is going to be. The mystery card at the beginning of June. That's what we want to hear. In the comments down below. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.